his son, marks the Hilula of great Rabbi Rabbi Yeshua Halevi Z Tzaddik Libracha. He was born in English year 1836 and passed away in 1906. He was approximately 70 years of age at the time he passed away. Now his father was great Rabbi Rabbi Yitzchak Halevi was his father, and his mother's name was Rabbanit Esther. Naturally, was born in 1836 in an area spoken about on various occasions before, in Titu and respectively in Morocco. Remember, that area had a very great Torah Jewish community in of its day. Now, he would learn Torah under his father's auspices, and he happened to be a gvir, a very, very well-off person over there, and highly esteemed person inside the vicinity. Chacham Yitzchak Levi Halevi was. He was also of the Pat Lechem, and he was rabbi, I believe, in Tetuan and in Gibraltar also, respectively. He very, very great rabbi, and much more. I think we've actually mentioned him on various occasions before, and he was close with many of the great sages of Morocco, of Tetuan, including Rabbi Yosef HaGoel, who was one of the, I think, his rabbi, respectively, and he delved into books, especially of Maran Chida, Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azler, one of the great rabbis of yesteryear. Now, come what the year 1846, sadly, his father passed away. He was only about 10 years of age at the time. He was, when he passed away, so that obviously had a huge, let's just say, effect on him. And I believe his older brothers will establish a yeshiva in Gibraltar in his honor, and they would actually name this yeshiva over there, I believe, they would establish it under that specific, under the name, if I'm not mistaken, and it was called over there the Bet Halevi. That's what they called it over there. And eventually Rabbi Yeshua Halevi will grow up in great amount of Torah, Yirat Shamayim. He will also work in trade parts of the day, but he was an expert with regards to Talmud and Halacha, with regards to Gemara, the encompassment, and Jewish law. Come with the year 1856, he was only 20 years of age. He would move to the city of Lisbon, in Portugal. So he would actually move out of Morocco and now come to Portugal. So I haven't spoken that much about Portugal post, let's say, the 1500s over here, and we're talking about 1856 over here. And there was a Jewish community over there. There was a large one over there. He would, I believe, let's say, there would be the establishment of great Torah communities over there. I think his grandfather, Rabbi Moshe Halevi, had actually founded a community in the year 1807, a synagogue over there, an infrastructure, let's just say, over there. We know that, I believe, only it was in the year 1821 the Inquisition of Portugal finished, and only ended. Many Jewish speakers, I think, from with Sephardic Jewish dialect from Tangier, especially, and Tetuan and Gibraltar, started immigrating there earlier than this date of 1821, especially at the beginning of the century, at the beginning of the 1800s. So his grandfather really much did have a part within regards to that. He was one of the wealthy members of the community, Rabbi Yeshua Halevi. He had greatness and diligence within regards to Torah and various different businesses. He was engaged, let's say, and corresponding with government officials on behalf of the Jewish community over there. And his home was, let's just say, main place where Shluchei D'Rabbanans, great people from Israel that would come from various holy cities especially, and try and mitzchazek, strengthen those communities and raise funds. So he would host the great rabbis over there that came from the land of Israel. Come on, the year 1883 it was. There was happened to be an important year because in Jerusalem, his book called the Li Yeshua would actually come out. This was various teachings, Chidushim, which very interesting enough, I think, it was received, I think, with joy, this book, great joy, through Rav Shmuel Salant and various other great Ashkenazic rabbis in Jerusalem. They really, really did appreciate this a lot. And come on the year 1892, Tafresh Nun Bet, the Jewish community in Lisbon really started to grow at a much higher rate at that point in time. And there was further good news. The Lisbon Jewish community was officially recognized as a community from the government. So at that point in time, there was a much better relationship for the Jewish community in Lisbon and Portugal, respectively. Now, he passed away on the 28th of Nisan, I believe, in the year 1906. We're talking about 119 years ago, and was buried in Lisbon. the great rabbi was. Let's explore some of the books that he actually had published, especially the Otzeh Chayim, which is Chidushim. Then various different teachings and novelties. Then there was the V'yisah Hashem, which is once again also Chidushim, that came out, I think, after he passed away in Jerusalem in the year 1908. That was very shortly after, I believe, he had passed away. And then in 1909, I believe, through Marat Dona, there would be, and three boys, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Shlomo. And I think another book would be actually come out, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure on that. I'll have to double check. Then I think come out 1994 through Machon Bnei Yisachar HaSifriya HaSfardit. I think there was various different volumes of the book on the topic. So Chelek Aleph was Chidushim on Torah. The second Chelek, second part, was Chidushim on Nevi'im and Ketuvim, part of the Tanakh, Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim, respectively. And then there was I think this also comprised of Chidushei Hilchot ala Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch, the Code of Jewish Law, respectively. And the third Chelek, the third part of it, was Chidushim al Rov Mesechtot HaShas, encompassing the majority of the various different tractates inside the Talmud Bavli itself, various different teachings within regards to it. So it's his Hilula over here on the 28th of Nisan, passed away in 1906, 119 years ago, one of the great rabbis of his time. Don't forget to light candles in his memory. Friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. If you descend from any of the great chachamim we are speaking about, I'd love to hear more within regards to that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe now to the channel. We are nearly on 6,300 members. And if you feel anyone is interested in watching these videos, share the videos to those people respectively. Wishing you well here from Israel, from the city of Bet Shemesh.